Hello, family, and welcome. We're Bob and Penny Lord, and we have a super saint to share with you today. Coincidence, holy coincidence, or holy design that two saints of the Counter-Reformation were born in the same year, that Martin Luther began to espouse his theory on justification through faith alone, and his criticism of papal indulgences would culminate with the nailing of his controversial 95 Theses on the door of the Wittenberg Castle 2 years later. As one of God's disciples is tripping and falling, God is sending down two disciples, one in Spain, Teresa of Avila, and one in Italy, Philip Neri, to defend the faith and counteract the misery which followed from this one act.
The Lord made a promise, and he will not allow hell to prevail against his church. During this dark period in the church, Jesus had all sorts of future saints balancing the scales. From Spain, Ignatius of Loyola, Teresa of Avila, John of the Cross. From Italy, Charles Borromeo, Philip Neri, Pius V, Robert Bellarmine, Catherine de' Ricci. From France, Vincent de Paul, Francis de Sales, and Jane Frances de Chantal. From England, Thomas More and John Fisher. The roll call of defenders of the faith goes on, with us just mentioning a few.
In the Garden of Eden, although God was sorrowful because the enemy had seduced his first human creatures, he immediately set a plan in motion for our salvation, using his Son as a spotless lamb who would redeem the world, and a spotless vessel from which he would come into the world, our Mother Mary. The enemy, angry that God would send his only Son to suffer and die for the very humans who would crucify him, began unleashing his anger and hatred.
For 2,000 years, the enemy has been doing everything in his power to destroy the church, and God has always raised powerful men and women, defenders of the faith, to counterbalance the enemy, or as in this period, bring about a counter-reformation. In Europe, 6 million Catholics were lost as they were led innocent lambs into a strange pasture. No more would they say the ancient prayers of their ancestors, attend the sacrifice of the Mass, or receive the 7 sacraments. They didn't know they had been deceived into leaving their church until it was too late. The church has been attacked and is wounded. From where will God call his next warrior? Join us as we share with you a super saint of the Counter-Reformation, Saint Philip Neri.
The church was at a low point. The Renaissance had taken its toll on the spirituality of most people in Italy. Into this mixed-up world of Saint Philip Neri was born. Morals and morale were at an all-time low. Severe abuses were occurring as a result of giving in to the worldliness of Renaissance and all it stood for. Everybody knew about these abuses, but nobody did anything about them.
From the minute we entered the church of Philip Neri, La Chiesa Nuova, Father Alberto began to give us such insights into the life of our saint. Saint Philip Neri was born of a well-to-do family in Florence. From the time he was an infant, he demonstrated a gentleness and lovability that earned him the nickname Pippo Buono, or Good Little Phil.